cool.
Weird.
We're seeing Deadpool, oh my gosh!
Think that wasn't yet. My sister has it. Yes. It's you.
I don't know.
Wintertime here at Hogsmeade Village.
Lieutenant Dan.
Hello, Forrest.
You got new legs.
Titanium alloy.
Time for my summer sizzle. Cool as a cherry popsicle.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's happening. It's dish time.
I've always wanted to do this in front of you.
Creating content that enlightens and lifts you up.
Dish, sir, dish.
Me at Splash Mountain. Just pepper these in here.
Hello, everyone. This is Kermit the Frog reporting live from the final showing of Muppet Vision 3D.
Right? God, I missed our daily dishes.
Yes, indeed.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the dish.
Hey. So, let's dish.
What do you want to dish about?
Anything you guys want. This is your time.
Welcome back, Fun Fam! And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to follow the Bradley's Fun. This is The Dish. It's a time for all of us to sit around and dish about pop culture and entertainment and theme parks and travel and whatever else may pop up in the news that relates to having a good time, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about all the things that relate to our hopefully non-work enjoyment, although it's funny because hey, you like have something like this and it becomes your work, and there it is. But it's all good. Well, I hope that wherever you are, you're having a phenomenal day, whether that is in the evening. We're here 8 p.m. where I am Eastern. Might be the later afternoon if you're on the West Coast, or if you're out in Hawaii, might be middle of the afternoon. If you're in the UK, might be the middle of the night. I don't know. Wherever you happen to be watching from, I hope that the time that you're spending with us is phenomenal time, and I hope we give you the best entertainment and show and news and all the news. It should be fun, right? That's what we like to do. I want to say hi to everybody that is in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. If you don't know, you guys are my gigawatts. You guys are my energy. You are the energon that makes this guy transform and roll out of bed from a nap in the afternoon to be here with you. And I literally did just wake up from a nap. So here we are.
Autobots. Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy! This stuff's the greatest!
That's right. This stuff is the greatest. It's the jack of all trades. Yes, that is true, man. That's my whole life. I've been like a jack of all trades, master of none. However, it's mostly been focused on forms of entertainment and recreation. The things that I've done in my life, I've never really done, like, everything that I've done has kind of related back to the recreational or entertainment world, whether that is hospitality, food service type stuff, or theme parks. I've really spent my life in theme parks. Started off at Six Flags as a caricature artist when I was 18, but also in the show the following year. So yeah, it's been a time. And I was a music theater major at the university, and I went to the same university as other music theater major Jody Benson, who played the voice of the Little Mermaid, Ariel. But we were slightly different times. She was out of there before I got in. So let me say hi to everybody that I've seen coming in the chat so far. I saw William come through the door first. William Schweiker. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hello, everyone, he says. And I said hi back to him. And then this we'll talk about in a little bit, but it has to do with, of course, our super chat, super things, super stickers, the goal of the show, and all of that. And the support that we get from you, which is great and amazing, and we appreciate every little bit of it. And if you don't have the ability to just support the show, please don't. But if you do, that's great. Sarah says, hi, guys. Linda's here. Sarah's here. Tom is here. He is not only wrenching away, but he is also going to be a guest. And, of course, he is also wrenching every time I try to make a joke, because he's like, oh, God, there goes Ron again. Let's see. We've got Native Hawaiian Aloha. My beautiful wife is in the house on her new channel, which I keep seeing pop up. I don't know if this is I still haven't had the discussion with you about this, baby. I don't even. Tesoros de Virginia. I don't know what that means, but it's got to mean something good, right? Jess Hart's Theme Parks is here. Said hi to everybody. And William says, hit the like button. Please do. Hit the like button. Oh, Chef Eddie is here. Chef Eddie. Cooking it up, cooking it up. Hi, Tom, Jess, Lyndon, Dan's Life at the Kingdom. Oh, man, let's see here. And Chef Eddie also gifted a Follow the Bradley's Fun membership, and that is cool. We appreciate that. Thank you for gifting that membership. Who got that membership? Looks like Bruce Newhouse received a gift membership, and for that, we are going to play a little bit of a celebration. So anytime we get Super Chat, Super Things, Super Stickers, membership, somebody becomes a member, buys memberships, PayPal, Buy Me Coffee, any type of support, or buying something from the Spread Shop, which we're going to go over to in a second because I got to show you. We like to celebrate that on the show. We all want to celebrate together. So if you're a member of the channel, you got custom emojis to celebrate with. And if you're not a member of the channel, that would be when we're doing these celebrations, throw down the fireworks or dance emojis, happy face emojis, anything you want to celebrate with us. What does the celebration look like? Well, we're going to celebrate Chef Eddie right now and the gifted membership. So here we go.
Is it too much? Too much? It's a birthday! Oh, this is just the best of my scene.
Okay, now let's see. We've got some guests who are waiting in the back. One of our good friends is here with us.
Afternoon, everybody.
Jess Hart's Theme Parks is here. How you doing tonight, Jess?
I'm really good. How are you?
Waking up from a nap. That was really what's true. Yes. Who is this? We have Bo Funville. Crazy. Yes, indeed. Hey, speaking of crazy, we met the goal the other night because of you guys out there in the chat, and I promised you something. Okay, if we met the goal. If anybody remembers what the promise was, it was the fact that I promised a new t-shirt in the Spread Shop. So, without further ado, we are going to show you what the new design is. For all of you that have been following all of the Disney news over the last few days, and if new people come into the show tonight, we get more and more, people in the audience, I may have to show this a couple times. But yes, here it is. This is our new design. And let me make that even bigger just so that you guys can see it for sure. There it is. All right. The design is called Rest in Peace, Reed E. Creek.
I miss that guy.
I don't think I miss
Valid point.
Yeah. Anyway, so what it is, obviously, Go and Shogi gave me the idea the other night for this, and there's a tombstone in front of a mansion that looks like it could potentially be haunted, but I have to say it that way so I don't violate any copyright whatsoever. And the tombstone reads, "Here lies the ashes of Reed E. Creek. With foot stuck in mouth, their outlook turned bleak." So, yeah. What's that?
That is fabulous.
That is fabulous. So there it is, guys. That is new in the Spread Shop. It is the design is available on lots of different shirts. You can also get it in different colors. There's like a purplish kind of color, like this dark gray. This one looks really, really good and very appropriate with it. Or you can freak people out and just get it in the bright yellow. Woo! People aren't going to miss that. So, and it's all kinds of colors. So if you go to the Spread Shop, and it's available there. Yeah, let me make sure I put that link in the chat. If you buy anything from the Spread, oh, there it is. Native Wine, got it. Perfect. If you buy anything from the Spread Shop during the show, let me know. You'll have to say that you bought it in the chat, and then we will celebrate that just as we celebrate anything. But that design is available on lots of different products. Excuse me. And we also have, of course, our family logo design, family avatar YouTube design. So you can see what that looks like. You can get that on bags, on hats, on t-shirts, coffee mugs, any of those things. And we also have, of course, get your I don't know why you would want to put this onesie on a baby, but we have it available just in case. Even in pink, right? Look at how cute is that, right? Yeah, because your baby's a fan of Follow the Bradleys Fun. That would be. I mean, if I ever see that out and about, I will laugh so hard. And then, of course, we have the dish designs, and this is what the Daily Dish design looks like on a T-shirt. That's a nice color right there. And on the back of it, if you're wearing it, somebody can just scan the back, and then they can find the channel real easily. So if people ask you about it, you can easily get them back to it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Put that back that way, and there you go. So those are some of our new things at the spread shop. And we should be having a sale coming up, and I will notify all of the members of the channel in the community tab early for any sales that we have coming up. Baby, you have to let me know what that first word means, because I don't know what it means.
It's treasure, I think, Ron.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Is it, baby, does that mean treasure? Treasure Virginia. Wow, I do treasure Virginia, so that makes sense. I got a frog in my throat. Ribbit.
Oh.
I hear a knock at the back door. Hold on a second. What is that?
Doc, calm down, okay? Just calm down. It's me. It's Marty.
No, it can't be you. I sent you back to the future.
Hey, Doc, that's right, but I came back again. I came back from the future. Don't you remember last night? You fainted. I brought you home.
This can't be happening. You can't be here. It doesn't make sense for you to be here. I refuse to even believe that you are here.
Well, he is here. There he is. The man,
Hello.
the myth, the pirate, Tom.
Hey, I like my shirt.
Hey, yeah.
It's a good one.
Look, if you're a fan of Kevin Bacon and you're on the
No,
same
this is regular
level,
bacon, dude.
you're on the level of Star-Lord. I get it. You and Star-Lord fanboying together. you and Chris Pratt hanging.
See, I'm repping the Buckies on my end.
Nice.
Oh, nice. I have to be careful about how can't just say, Jess, that's nice, Beaver. So that's gonna be careful. Like,
Well, the wife would beat you, she'd hit you, and I'd make
yeah,
fun
well,
of you.
it's the Bucky, you know. It's yeah. That's all. That's so it's just one of those things where it's a beaver. It's never mind.
Named Bucky.
Name Bucky. So yeah, there you go. Anyhow, Dan's Life at the Kingdom is here, and he says hola to Virginia. And Going Shogi has knocked his way through the door. Going Shogi, do you want to see what the design looks like, brother? Let me show you how it turned out on the shirt so you can see it. Because I don't think I showed you the shirt design yet. I think I showed you let me see here. Let me see. Here you go. That one's a little small. I need to bump up the size on that. Let's put it into black. All right. And we'll throw that on the stage. There you go, Going Shogi. That's how it turned out. The t-shirt. So I promised that if we met the goal, I would do a new t-shirt. And the goal tonight for the super chats is more videos. I promise to work on more videos. The goal of this month is to end up with a video every single day but it's going to take some time to put some in the hopper in order to start getting them out every single day. I've been trying that for a long time, and it's really just me working on the channel here, and because of that, I don't have any other. I'm the one that edits, I'm the one that produces, I write, I do it all, and that the challenge with that is it's harder to get out something every single day. But if culture can do it, I can do it. So there you go. And thank you, Go and Shogi. Maravita's here. Maravita, what do you think? So Maravita helped contribute to this t-shirt, and let me see if I can. I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can make the design bigger. Yeah, here, just so you can see the design. There it is. That's the design that goes on the t-shirt, Maravita. So there's new t-shirts on the Spread Shop. If you go to the Spread Shop, you'll find this design. There's a mansion in the back of this that looks kind of haunted with a tombstone in the foreground that reads, "Here lies the ashes of Reed E. Creek, with foot stuck in mouth, their outlook turned bleak." So there it is. So Maravita, howdy. Everybody's saying hi to each other in the chat. Guys, thank you all for being here tonight. Won't be just any night. And thank you also already, Chef Eddie, for the gifted membership. But now it is time. It is time. Keeps on running to start getting to the newsy news items. Let's see what we got. Out of that parkplace.com. The summer 2025 box office tanks. Superman couldn't fly. Jurassic World couldn't roar. Fantastic Four couldn't stretch. Man, the summer 2025 box office has just been an absolute disaster. We're going to put the numbers on the board for a second just to show you. This is out of the numbers. You can see how bad it is. It's really bad. Like, this is, I don't think this last domestic box office. Look at the weekend gross for all of these movies. Is there an ad at the bottom? I like it. I'm trying to see if they add it up at the bottom anywhere. There it is. 59 movies at the weekend. The entire weekend, $65 million total for all of the movies combined. We sometimes will have one movie that hits over 100 million. We've had weekends where the movies hit over 200 and 250 million at the box office in one weekend domestically. I think Endgame might have done that when it came out. Craziness. It ain't like that anymore, guys. The box office, it is a dud. It's, and it's one place that you can go in the summer when if you want to go out and you want to stay cool and not be in the heat. People sometimes go to the movies to avoid the heat. I don't think that's happening this summer. And the second biggest movie at the box office this weekend was a 50-year-old film that was re-released in the movie theaters, Jaws. Jaws saw a box office gross of $9 million, with a per theater average of $3,000 per theater, which of course is less than a third of what K-Pop Demon Hunters did when it came out. The newer movies, Freakier Friday, God, what was that? $6.5 million. Fantastic Four, $5 million. Superman still at the box office, $2.5 million. Bad Guys 2, which actually we saw at the movie theater with my family. Took the whole family to see Bad Guys 2. Great movie. Had fun with that. And it's down to $4.5 million. There's a movie called Nobody 2, and that, I think Nobody 2 is the title of who is actually going to the movies this summer. Nobody 2 is going. Go and Chogi says it's not worth it to go to the theater anymore. Just go by yourself. Go by yourself with a popcorn and soda. It's like $50. I mean, you're not wrong. I am part of my theater's local reward program, so I think I actually have 2 free movie tickets available coming up. And I really like my local theater, but it is my little local theater is not part of a big chain, so it doesn't cost me $15 just for the movie ticket alone. I think the most premium tickets there are only like $9 or $10, so it's not so bad. But if I went anywhere else, if I went to AMC or Regal or Cinemark or any of those that are around, then I would be paying a lot more. So let's get into the article and see what Marvin Montanaro has to say about the summer box office. It says the summer box office is supposed to be Hollywood's surest bet. It is. I mean, summer is the blockbuster time of year, right? Big budget blockbusters loaded with effects and franchise branding are meant to draw in global crowds and deliver the kind of revenue that keeps the industry afloat. Instead, the 2025 summer box office season has ended not with fireworks, but with alarm bells, despite boasting marquee titles like Fantastic Four: First Steps, James Gunn's Superman, and Jurassic World: Rebirth. The summer box office grossed just $3.53 billion globally. That's virtually flat compared to last summer's $3.52 billion, and miles away from pre-lockdown years when Hollywood reliably posted summer numbers in the $4 to $5 billion range. In short, the supposed return to normal has fizzled, and studio executives are scrambling for answers. Blockbusters without a bang. The lineup looked promising on paper. Marvel, Pixar, DC, and Universal all delivered new entries in trusted franchises. Well, trusted from the past at least, but the returns were tepid. Jurassic World: Rebirth managed around $855 million worldwide, solid, but a step down from the billion-plus runs of earlier installments. James Gunn's Superman landed at roughly $612 million, respectable, but far from the cultural reset Warner Brothers had hoped for. Marvel had the worst summer of them all, with Thunderbolts and Disney's new Fantastic Four reboot falling way short of expectations. Both were weighed down by enormous budgets and mixed word of mouth. David Corenswet's Superman looks just slightly frustrated. Put simply, the crown jewels of Hollywood IP failed to ignite. None came close to creating the viral Barbenheimer cultural movement in 2023, where audience hype drove repeat viewings and social media dominated conversation. A lone bright spot, Disney's Lilo and Stitch. Ironically, the company most under scrutiny, Disney, ended up with the season's only true smash. The live-action CG hybrid Lilo and Stitch didn't just clear the billion-dollar market, broke Memorial Day records, and became the highest-grossing live-action animated hybrid film of all time. So that's a good thing, right? The film's success highlights what audiences were actually responding to this summer. From major blockbusters, nostalgia, emotion, and familiarity, it wasn't the sprawling multiverse stories or the gritty reboots that got families in the theaters. It was a heartfelt retelling of the beloved story from the early 2000s. Guys, what do you think of the box office? Jess, did you go see any movies this summer?
I haven't been to anything since maybe the springtime, and that was just because my son had a birthday party at the local theater. So we just haven't seen anything that's really worth our time and money. Frankly, it's expensive.
See, and I think you're pretty much like representative of the majority of audience in the United States right now. Tom, anything worth going to the theater for?
No.
It's I gotta say,
Arg.
We like the theater experience, especially because of our local theater. I think we're lucky. It's one of the reasons I like the location we live in Orlando. It's very, very close. It's like literally 5 minutes from our house, this theater. Now, we can go 5 minutes the other direction and hit Regal, but Regal costs twice as much, and the food costs twice as much. The theaters aren't as comfortable. I think they have a one large format screen there, but that really doesn't make much of a difference for me for most pictures. There's a couple of things that I've seen in large format, like IMAX or 4DX, that are worth it. The last Avatar movie, when I saw that in IMAX, that was cool. But I got to be honest, I know we have another Avatar movie coming out. I'm not even excited about that. Either of you guys like watching the big Avatar on the big screen, or
Only at Epcot have I ever seen movies on big screen. So no.
No. Do you? What's your thought about IMAX theaters and the IMAX format, Tom?
It was fun. I liked it. I'm a big surround sound nut, so I'm more about the sound system than.
Oh yeah. So I was introduced to, interestingly enough, I was introduced to IMAX in Branson, Missouri, and quite a number. I want to say 3 decades ago. Gosh, yeah, it's been at least 3 decades, right? But I was introduced to IMAX by somebody who was probably pretty important to IMAX. His name was Kelvin Cullimore, and he was the CEO of the iTech Corporation that kind of ran IMAX screens at the time. There weren't a lot of IMAX screens. IMAXs at that time were their own individual theaters, mostly as an attraction. So the IMAX theater in Branson, Missouri, had a very specific IMAX movie made for it. Now, of course, it plays other films besides that one, but it still runs that one even today because it's an Ozark specific location related film. And it's really, really, really good. It's a great film. I don't even remember the name of it, but Mr. Cullimore was, I actually got to know him, got to go over to his house and stuff. And he didn't invent the IMAX screen or anything like that, but I believe he was the president of basically the corporation that distributed IMAX screens and screen formats at that time, and that was really just getting started in the United States. Now it's like not only a big deal, but it's kind of necessary because that's a PVOD, a premium format video screen, and it's one of the few things that will get people out because it feels more like going to an event than just a movie. But do you have any IMAX, like theaters that have the IMAX format in your local like jurisdiction where you live, Jess?
We don't. So I'm like the closest major city to us would be Cleveland, and that's almost an hour away. And I know they have like at the Science Center up there, they have one. I don't know if they have one that's freestanding though. Yeah.
Okay. So here they have we have a big IMAX screen at the Regal, or yeah, it's at Point Orlando, which is on iDrive, right, literally across the street from Epic Universe.
Yeah, I passed that.
I didn't realize they had an IMAX there.
Yeah, so that's a big IMAX, but also we've got what are the screens called at the AMCs? They're not called IMAX screens, but they're the large.
Like, there was another one.
DMX or something like that. Anyway,
something.
Dan's Live at the Kingdom is in the chat. He might know what are the screens called at the at the AMCs that are the large screens, but they're not IMAX. It's still that same type of a format. But the reason I mentioned that theater is because when you mentioned the sound, one of the first things that they do at the IMAX theater in Branson, at least they used to, when you DXL, at AMC is what Native Hawaiian says. So if the first thing they did was a sound demonstration. So like even with not really anything playing on the screen, they talk about the different speakers that are in the theater and how the surround sound works. And so when you are watching an IMAX, if you're watching it properly, you're getting this incredible surround sound. Like I saw Fantasia 2000 on an IMAX screen in Las Vegas. So if you, the problem with IMAX screens though is it's like $30 a ticket now just to go to a movie. And that's a lot. Yeah, the 4DXs are very, very cool. 4DX is a screen maybe just slightly smaller than an IMAX, or maybe they're as big as IMAX. I don't know. But the 4DX, you actually get effects in your chair, like your chair moves, and so it's a whole really interactive feeling with the movie when, like, we were watching Mario Kart in a 4DX. So sometimes it's worth going to the movie theater for things like that. But I think there's a bigger problem at play here. We went to see Lilo and Stitch. We loved it. We enjoyed it as a family in the movie theater, and it was great. And it wasn't, like I said, super expensive because we went to our local theater. But I haven't personally had the desire to go see any of these major blockbusters. Think about, what do you think would have happened to the box office in 2019 if we were getting a brand new, let's say if the Fantastic Four movie had come out in 2019 and it had been recently announced that the MCU, Marvel proper, had acquired the Fantastic Four, and they're doing a Fantastic Four movie, and that comes out summer of 2019. A new Superman comes out, a new Jurassic Park. What would 2019 have been like for those movies?
I think it was a completely different world at that point. I mean, not to go back to 2020 and the little thing that happened there, but we all got very used to everything being available in our homes for oftentimes a much lower price. And if you're not sure that it's going to be something that's worth your time and everything, nobody's going to go out and spend that $20 or $30 a person at the theater.
And
it would have been rough.
Yeah. I mean, it's the expense. I mean, you're right. 2020 did happen. That was a reality. For some people, there were areas of the country where theaters were shuttered for, I want to say, like, a year and a half. There were some theaters that weren't opening until like the fall of 2021, and maybe even some, like in California, may not have opened until 2022, or even when they did open, they have like ridiculous rules, and you have to have 2 seats between you and the next person, and you have to wear a mask while you're in the theater. And there were just things that basically people didn't want to go and have that experience and have to pay money for a lesser type of experience. And so people stopped going, and every bit of content that we could have asked for was given to us in our homes for streaming. And a lot of people, hit streaming. Now, Going Shogi has a great comment over here. He says, I was honestly getting sick of going to the theaters before 2020. People on their phones, uncomfortable seats were wearing me down. Now, I have to say, my theater, the seats are extremely comfortable. But they've also put in a whole brand new seating system. So they're all of the seats in the theater that I go to are comfortable lounge seats. So you can lean back in them. You can put your feet up. It's really nice. They even have literally full day beds that you can rent. So
mine has a bar.
Yeah, and ours has a bar.
Food in a bar.
Yep.
And they recline, but it's like, if they had day beds, I'm not going near that.
Well, the problem, I've never done the day bed because I'm afraid I'll fall asleep. Honestly, like if I'm sitting there, if I'm laying down in a day bed watching a movie, I am going to fall asleep. It's going to happen. Prices were lower, and Hollywood wasn't pushing DEI and the woke nonsense. I agree. A lot of it is the messaging that has come out with the movies since, I want to say, about 2016 when it kind of started. And Maravita over here says, when I lived in Vegas, I used to go to the theater once a month. My little treat to myself to go to the new lounge seat theater and pamper myself. I moved back to Iowa, and then 2020 hit. I wonder if you lived in Vegas in the year 2000. That's when I did my commercial out there. But yeah, 2020 just changed so much of everything. Morgan King is here, watching, I believe, over in Tom's channel. Hello, Morgan. Good to see you in the chat. Sleeping in a theater bed. There is not enough antiseptic in the world to clean it enough for me. I mean, they're not designed to be slept in technically, but it is a little bit I look at them and it's kind of strange, that they have them there. But we can see that, like, the odd thing is that Disney has had flop after flop after flop this year. And it's, I don't know. I feel like Disney is one company that is so much the opposite of a lot of other companies. Other companies, if they had one success, it wouldn't be touted so much. Disney, it's like they have one success and everybody ignores the failures. But Disney wins the summer 2025 box office, but only because everyone else lost. This is also by Mr. Marvin Montanaro. The summer 2025 box office has wrapped, and the headlines will tell you that Disney came out on top. That's technically true, but if we are being honest, this victory says more about how dismal the competition was than Disney's strength. This was not a coronation, it was a race where everyone tripped over their shoelaces and Disney just happened to hobble across the finish line first. According to Deadline, the domestic summer box office grossed about $3.5 billion. That's slightly higher than last year, but still far from the $4.5 to $5 billion Hollywood once counted on before the lockdown era. In other words, even with supposed heavy hitters like Fantastic Four, Superman, and Jurassic World Rebirth in theaters, 2025 couldn't deliver the kind of movie-going rebound the industry has been promising for years. Disney's highlights and, sadly, embarrassments. Disney claimed the #1 studio position for the season, but the slate was a mixed bag at best. Lilo and Stitch live action was the rare breakout, crossing the $1 billion mark worldwide. Nostalgia drove families into theaters, but one hit remake isn't a strategy, it's a lifeline. I also want to say that I found the marketing for Lilo and Stitch, the Super Bowl ad and such, really worked well. I think the marketing for Lilo and Stitch is really what got people into the box office for that. My family, we loved the movie. I personally was not a fan, and I know a lot of people don't like this live action remake, but I wasn't a fan of the original Lilo and Stitch. I didn't like the artwork for that movie, like the style of artwork for that movie. It just didn't hit me back when it first came out. So the way they did the live action remake, I actually liked better. You can pick on me for that if you want, I understand. But those are my feelings about it. I really liked the live action personally much better than the cartoon version. The Fantastic Four First Steps debuted with a splash, but then it nosedived in week 2 with a brutal 66% drop. If it was a 67% drop, people can.
It's like Freakier Friday is outpacing the Fantastic Four.
That's really
this
scary.
Past weekend. That's wild.
Yeah.
40-year-old Lindsay Lohan.
That's is she 40 now?
I think so.
God,
Yeah, she's older than me.
I am getting so old. It finished with just over $500 million globally. The best Marvel showing of the year, but hardly the kind of juggernaut Disney used to bank on. Thunderbolts found some critical favor, but audiences stayed home. Only a $382 million worldwide ticket barely broke even in the theaters. Elio, Pixar's original film, won critical praise, but fizzled in theaters with a $152 million take against a budget that some estimated topped $300 million after the film had to be completely reworked. Oh, look at Lilo and Stitch. Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. Disney won Disney quote won the summer 2025 season because its rivals underperformed even more. But make no mistake, this was not the box office muscle of the 2010s. This was scraping by. Marvel had a rough summer. Perhaps the biggest story here is the collapse of Marvel's once iron grip on the summer, the brand that could turn even C-list characters into billion-dollar hits, is showing clear signs of fatigue. This is, if you just look at that picture. Okay, before we move on, guys, look at the picture. Just seeing that as advertising. Would you want to go see any of these characters as superheroes in a movie theater?
It's
I mean-
so dark.
Bucky Barnes looks like he's been on a bender for the past 10 years.
I'm looking at this and going, there's no color. It's I don't know. I just don't see it as there's nothing. I mean, I saw Thunderbolts, by the way. Saw Thunderbolts in the theater. It was fun. I saw it with our good That Park Place team of people. So that was a blast. I had a really good time because of who I was with, Vash and Marvin and Jonas Pro, everybody. It was a good time. But it bothered me because there's a lot that I've seen coming out of Marvel lately that for me had potential, but they just dropped the ball. Going Shogi. Bucky looks like he was kicked out of a Green Day cover band.
That's accurate.
Yeah, it's yeah. This whole thing about Avatar 3. So I want to talk about Avatar 3. Dan brings it up. This is the first Avatar. Well, okay, so the first Avatar movie I didn't really care about until I went to actually see it. And I'm like, oh, that's very, very cool in 3D and all that stuff. And I like to see it in theaters. Then, because of the rides and because of the land at Animal Kingdom, I wanted to see Avatar 2, The Way of Water. But honestly, now that I've seen Avatar 2, The Way of Water, and the first Avatar movie, the story is boring. There's nothing that, like, I couldn't, let me put it this way. I can't tell you even now exactly what the story was.
It was pretty.
It's that, and it was. I went to see Avatar 2 at a big giant IMAX screen, and there's an hour inserted into the middle of the movie that is nothing but scenery for like an hour. And it's cool looking in an IMAX theater one time. There's no reason for me to see that again. If I could put on a VR headset and get the same experience. I don't need to see Avatar. I honestly think that Fire and Ash, if there's a lot of people like me, if I just so happen to be representative of a bigger scope of people that feel about this the way I do, I don't care to go see it in the theater because I don't need to. I've already seen it because the story's not important. The only thing that was important was the spectacle, and I've seen the spectacle. I don't really care. I don't think they can do that much new with Fire and Ash that they didn't already do with Way of Water.
I think at this point it's a very environmental storyline. Like, we get it. The imagery is beautiful. It's great, but I just don't really have a desire to see it either.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny because I'll be honest. I think James Cameron, because I know that James Cameron wants the messaging in that movie, the whole environmental messaging, but you really can't have environmental messaging when you put it on a different planet where it's not Earth and it doesn't matter to humans. Like none of that stuff matters to humans. None of this is real. It's all fake. So there's no part of that story that I relate to as a human going, oh, that makes me want to save the whales because some space whale that doesn't actually exist is in pain or has some kind of weird consciousness. And I mean, it was the storyline was weird. Like, we need this. I don't know. It's just, it's dumb. Anyway, Maravita says it's like going to watch a juggler that just throws everything on the floor and yells 52 card pickup. I will just stay home. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. I want another Aquaman, but it has to be done right. No turd scenes. Are you saying that you don't want the Aquaman's girlfriend to end up throwing some things on the bed for her boyfriend? Is that what you're
under the boys?
Yeah, right. So we read on here, like, audiences didn't line up for Thunderbolts despite the positive reviews and a fourth quarter rebrand to the New Avengers, because they're not the New Avengers. They're not. They're like That'd be like the D-list D-Vengers or something. Fantastic Four may have looked promising, but the sharp decline in its second weekend confirmed what fans online have been saying for months. Marvel movies are no longer must-see events. They're just movies. Plus, if you put Pedro Pascal in something, it makes me not want to go see it. It makes me want to stay away. And I think there's a lot of audiences that stayed away from the Fantastic Four specifically because of Pedro Pascal. Let me know in the chat if you stayed away from Fantastic Four specifically because of Pedro Pascal. I'd like to know. I don't think I'm the only one. While Disney limped along and Warner Brothers watched Superman lose altitude after its first few weekends, smaller projects quietly ate their lunch, not in terms of gross take, but profitability. Horror led the way. Weapons, a $38 million chiller, became one of the most profitable movies of the year, pulling on over $230 million worldwide on a $38 million budget. That's great. Other genre films like Final Destination and Sinners performed solidly as well. Meanwhile, original projects like F1 the movie reminded audiences that fresh concepts can still find traction at the box office when given room to breathe. And the irony is striking. While studios keep betting billions on superhero reboots and live-action remakes, audiences are finding more thrills and more value in the mid-budget originals. So, if lessons were to be learned, the lesson would be, hey, make better movies for less money. That seems like a simple lesson, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It seems like Disney is having a contest within themselves to see how much money they can throw at things and how many reshoots they have to do. Like, just make a good movie the first time and don't go crazy over budget, and you'd be seeing a much higher profit margin.
That's Life of the Kingdom, Avatar 7, Pandora's Box. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, my thought as we conclude the story about the box office over the summer, it's been bad. I don't see anything that's going to fix it. I think if Spider-Man is done right, that could be the winner for next year, but it's also coming late, I've noticed. I think the release date is late July 2026. Is that right? Does anybody know?
I haven't paid attention because I'm kind of afraid of what they're going to do to it.
Well, I've enjoyed the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. Let me look at the
July 31st, 2026.
Okay, so yeah, that's the worst time it could be hitting. Why is it hitting July 31st?
Yeah,
like
shortly before school goes back in.
Exactly. You're giving it basically one weekend before school because nobody goes to the movies the weekend school's about to start. You just don't most families are gearing up for school, so they don't actually get out and do things that weekend. It's the weekend before that they're finishing up their summer stuff. I don't know. Yeah, Maravita says disaster Disney threw common sense out the window and went up to the slide backwards. They slipped. Whoops. They definitely slipped. So yeah. I this is what I think when most people are asked, hey, do you want to get, like, it used to be a big thing. Hey, what do you want to do this weekend? Go to the movies? Yeah, sure, great. Now, when most people are asked, hey, you want to go to the movies this weekend? Usually the answer is...
God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And that's where we are. That's where we are with the movies right now. We have one gifted membership that was given, and that was by Chef Eddie early on. But we're still going to celebrate that one gifted membership. So if you are a member of the channel or you got custom emojis ready, get them ready, and we're going to celebrate. Goodness be gracious. After this show tonight, we will be heading over to the pro show. We might end a few minutes early tonight, so that because we don't have a huge amount of panelists, so it's going to be a little bit easier to end early. I give myself maybe a 10-minute break prior to the pro show because I'll be going on the pro show after this.
Are you?
And let me see here. We have a number of stories, though, about Walt Disney World and I think even other parks. Well, there's that one. Oof, I don't want to handle that one yet. There's a couple of lawsuit stories that I could cover, but I think I'm going to wait on those. So we're going to cover a couple things that have been announced about Walt Disney World. This first one. Oh, wait. Before we get that on the screen, though, Maravita comes in hot with a super chat. To be fair, Disney is trying hard. We just don't know what they are trying to do.
These guys are killing me in the comments tonight. Like, I can't stop laughing. So thank you for that.
I have an idea what they're trying to do, but I'm not going to say it on your channel.
Well, I'm gonna guess that the word that you were going to say probably rhymes with rooming or booming.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just a wee bit.
Perhaps they should be in the business of, making up hairstyles for girls. Actually, they have the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Tom, what do they do? What do the fairy princesses do for little girls in the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique?
Well, they make them princesses because I had my granddaughter do that.
Yeah, I mean, they groom them. And
actually, my granddaughter took the makeup from the lady and said, "I'm going to do it myself."
Did she really?
Yes.
That's actually kind of awesome.
I laughed my ass off when she did.
That's really funny.
How old is she, Tom?
At that time, she was 3 or 4.
The girl knows what she wants. That's awesome.
And now she's a lot older. But I was like,
let's give Maravita the culture celebration. Chewy dance. Yes, indeed. So we've got some things to get on to the screen. I don't know if this is good news or if it's bad news, but we'll do our best to present it.
News. What type of news is it?
Well, to be perfectly frank, it's bad.
Maybe if you tell me the bad news in a good way, it won't sound so bad.
The bad news in a good way.
Yes, I can do that.
Oh, well, here goes. Wait till you hear this.
I'm trying to find there we go. I was trying to find where the icons left on StreamYard for me to do what I wanted to do. Big Thunder Mountain is exploding dynamite finale. Not likely in Magic Kingdom refurbishment plans. So if you've ever rid Big Thunder Mountain before, this is really funny. The exploding dynamite scene, as you know, when they were building the Old West, in order to, cut into mountains for certain things, they put dynamite in mines. There's walls that I have been to where you can actually see where the holes for the dynamite are still there. They're like these long slits. It's pretty cool when you've actually seen that. Why they would take it out, I have no idea, because it wasn't like it was about trying to hurt anybody. But anyway, this is by Chan Lee out of thatparkplace.com. There's this concept art where they're putting rainbow lights in the cave scene. I don't know why that's a big deal. I don't know if that's even really any different, but I'll see when I get to go on it. I do like Big Thunder. Big Thunder is one of my favorite rides at Disney World. It's really funny. My memory of Big Thunder is from when I was, I want to say 10 or maybe 12 years old, coming down to Magic Kingdom on vacation. And my biggest thing that summer was that I had the Risky Business Ray-Bans.
Yes.
It was such like that was my like I remember that more than the actual trip itself is the fact that I had the Risky Business glasses. And I don't know why, but I thought I was the coolest thing in the world as a kid. Whatever. there it is. Walt Disney World has removed references to a previously expected exploding dynamite finale, like the one seen in Disneyland, from its official description of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. The change follows the attraction's extended closure, which began on January 6th, 2025, a major refurbishment expected to last into 2026. When they say refurbishment, they basically rebuilt the entire track. They tore up all the old track and are putting in completely new track. So it's a big deal. It's not that dissimilar from what they had to do with the Hulk ride a few years back over at Universal Islands of Adventure, where they had to disassemble the entire Hulk coaster and rebuild the entire Hulk coaster. Previously, the official Walt Disney World website stated that guests would dodge exploding dynamite and falling boulders during their ride. Previously, the description read, "After you arrive at the legendary Big Thunder Mining Company, descend into an active mine shaft and board your runaway train. As you enter the cavern, the engine speeds up along the rickety track. Dodge exploding dynamite and falling boulders as you swoop around turns, drop into canyons, and dart through the town of Tumbleweed." However, the newest version is missing this part. The omission has led many observers to conclude that an explosive finale initially rumored to be included may no longer be part of the refurbishment plans. Though Disney never officially confirmed such a scene, the wording change marks a shift in how the update is publicly framed. Big Thunder Mountain exploding finale background. At Disneyland in California, a 2014 refurbishment of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad included a dynamite-themed finale on the final lift hill. That version used projection mapping, sound effects, lighting, and smoke to simulate an explosion triggered by a mischievous goat chewing on dynamite. The scene was well received for its technical improvements and updated pacing. Many assumed Magic Kingdom's version would follow suit. However, the recent removal of the dynamite description indicates that the ride's refurbishment may take a different direction. The finale may remain as it previously was at the Magic Kingdom. Work on the Florida version has been ongoing since early January. As of August, visible changes include the demolition of large rockwork element, removal of animatronic props, and the installation of new infrastructure. A new lift hill is being constructed, and sections of the track have been replaced. I actually think the entire track is being replaced. From what I've personally witnessed, it looked like the entire track was ripped out and is being replaced. Disney has also revealed the updated attraction will include new Rainbow Caverns scene, referencing the 1956 Disneyland Mine Train attraction. The Rainbow Caverns segment is expected to feature glowing stalactites and vibrant waterfalls. This is this is the empty Rivers of America facing Big Thunder Mountain. Oh, that looks horrible.
It really does.
Such bad on-stage show. Disney has not announced a firm reopening date, but signs that the attraction's entrance state coming in 2026, which, that's sometime next year, anytime. Construction permits filed earlier this year list an estimated completion by the end of March 2026. Point being is, if this is one of your favorite attractions when you come to Disney, don't come here right now. It's not open. I will say, this is one of the attractions that people do come to the Magic Kingdom for. So there's no comment yet by Disney on the removal of exploding dynamite, whether it's going to be happening or not happening, apparently. Would it make a difference? I don't know. Jess, you've been on the ride?
I've been on the ride many times. I'm glad that they have replaced the track because it was due for that. I think it was getting to be a much rougher ride than it used to be. After seeing the Disneyland update, though, I mean, it's kind of a bummer if they're going to leave that part out. it's not even, I mean, it's just up the lift hill. It's not like it's a huge part of the ride, but it was a really cool effect. So I guess we'll get our rainbow caverns and waterfalls instead.
Yay, more rainbows. I love rainbows. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know that it's I don't know that's about being offensive or not being offensive. It might just be, in this particular case, not even about that or not. It might just be about money.
Yeah.
It is very, very, very likely, perhaps, that Disney just, well, here you go. Look at this comment by Maravita. They lost their butt in the box office and they can't afford it anymore. Also, Imagineers probably are creatively bankrupt on how to do it. The only true creativity left in Disney is in accounting. Oh, Maravita likes my jazz hands. Jazz hands, woo!
I like William Reichert's comment there. We will not be having exploding goats, even if we do have the scene come to Florida. No gore, please.
That reminds me of the Princess Bride scene, you know, where he's like, mutton, lettuce, and tomato sandwich where the mutton is nice and lean. I love a good mutton, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. It's funny. In Utah, I went to a farm where they raise goats for the mutton. The Native Americans love their mutton. They eat a lot of it, apparently. Yeah. They'll copy the mine right at Knott's. Yeah, a lot of parks have mine train rides, so it's not like a new concept. It's a pretty old concept, but oh no, not shape language.
They can't use shape language because dynamite is a shaped charge.
You look like you have a lot of shape language going on there in the background, Tom.
Yeah,
like
I do. Different.
Those guitars have pretty cool shape language.
They're so cool.
Auras, another V, kind of a weird Les Paul looking thing, a Strat. But they're not offensive shapes.
Here's my question: was there ever a
Have you seen a woman's head that says that about the shape language? What the hell was she thinking?
I don't know. She doesn't look like a person that does a lot of thinking, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to be mean, but you know.
Yeah, she probably just prompted it through life.
We have more Disney news too. Walt Disney World provides Villains Land development update. An update on the Villains Land. Mutton is rough. It's classified as mature lamb, very gamey. Yeah. The baby lamb is good. But yeah. This is by Chan Lee out of That Park Place. As at the recent Destination D23 event on August 31st, 2025, Disney provided new details about Villains Land, a themed expansion planned for the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. This is the first land in any Disney park solely centered on the company's well-known villain characters. Creative consultation and design influences. Disney legend Andreas Deja, I don't know. Best known for animating classic villains such as Scar, Jafar, and Gaston, is consulting.
Did you play Gaston at one time?
I did play Gaston. I used to have biceps to spare. Not so much now.
You stopped eating your spinach, didn't you?
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I've never had the kind of diet that Popeye had on the set of the movie Popeye in the 1980s. There were a lot of I think snow cones might be the best way to put it on that set. A lot of stuff that involves snow.
Oh.
More than spinach. Yeah, but
I'm not touching that. Yeah.
But they certainly did.
Pacino said to say hello to my little friend, Dave.
They got their work done really fast, so that's good. That's probably how the lyrics were. They used that, and then the lyrics were written to the song. Well, I am, but I am, but I am, but I am, but I am. That's literally the lyrics to the song.
You just got stuck.
But I love the Popeye movie with Robin Williams, so I think it's cheesy and funny, and I really enjoy it. Some people don't like it, but Shelley Duvall was like the most perfect olive oil in the history of cartoons come to life. So
I just can't say. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't. PG show can't do it.
PG show, you can say it in the back. Creative consultation and design influences. Yeah, so Disney, so there they are. There's Legends. To emphasize how personalities and environments of these characters influence the design language. Okay, now we have a new concept, design language. So first it's shape language, right? Now it's design language of the new land. Deja talked about these several characters saying, I've lived with these bad guys for so long and studied them my whole life. So when he got the call to help with the new villain's land, he was in right away. I'm not gonna play the video though. Wouldn't it be fun to see them being together and what conversations they would have, he mused. Deja described his thought process behind several villains and their movement. Gaston is based off some of the bodybuilders he would see in the Los Angeles gyms looking at themselves in the mirror. He described Scar's human-like gestures animated through his paws to relay emotion while keeping the character consistent with his animal appearance. Imagineers shared that they took research trips to Paris and Barcelona to study Art Nouveau and Modernisme architecture, which basically means that they went to Paris and got drunk, and they went to Barcelona and got drunk.
Don't they make books about this stuff?
Yeah,
websites.
There's so much. The thing is, now the difference is that when Joe Rohde was going different places, he actually brought back things from those places to put into Animal Kingdom.
Sure.
I don't think that they're going to do that in Villains Land at all. They don't have the money for it anymore. The team described how ornate flowing architectural lines evoke magic that has been distorted, giving the space an unsettling beauty. This concept is what Disney Imagineering calls conjured architecture. That is a really weird, I don't know. I just find that a weird way to put wording into something. A design philosophy where fantastical buildings appear to have been summoned by magic rather than constructed by hand. I don't know what
I've never assumed that about a building before.
Not even magical buildings. I've never assumed that. Color schemes will feature jewel tones, stained glass, and wrought iron to reflect each other's villains as aesthetic. Rather than organizing the land by individual characters, Imagineers are blending visual motifs into a cohesive environment that draws inspiration from multiple sources at once.
Can I just throw in something that I've recently heard in an interview that
please do
piques my interest there. So they're saying that they're not making like specific areas for the specific characters. There is a theory right now that that's because they aren't even set on what specific characters are going into Villains Land. There's actually a survey that's gone out to quite a few people who have visited the parks recently, going through literally every villain you've ever heard of or maybe never heard of in the Disney archives. So way back, even to movies like Fantasia and stuff like that, Black Cauldron, like they're really just trying to figure out who we're interested in, which leads me to think that they don't have everything set in stone yet.
I kind of doubt that they have anything set in stone yet. Villains Land is something they've been attempting to conceive, even perhaps a Villains Park at one time they were looking at doing. Yeah, 40's Mandalorian, I love this. Says, we've already seen what it would look like if these villains met. It was called Mickey's House of Villains. Yeah. The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, we see, and I know exactly what you're talking about, because one of my favorite things to watch at Halloween time is the Donald Duck short Trick or Treat for Halloween, which they play in House of Villains as part of it, that special, and all the villains are interacting. So they really don't, like, Disney doesn't have to go that far to figure out how villains are going to interact. But the real question is, what kind of attraction is going to be back there?
Right.
What kind of attraction will be back there where all of the villains are a part of it? Going Shogi says, for $5, remember how well those research trips to New Orleans worked out. That's what I was thinking, Going Shogi. Exactly. Like, I mean, we're talking about probably a lot more drinking than researching, because there's nothing New Orleans about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Tom, have you been on Tiana's Bayou Adventure? Have you ridden it?
Actually, they were building it the last time I was there, so I never got to go on it firsthand.
Oh, well.
So my last thing I rode was Splash Mountain.
So let me tell you what you're missing out on by not
I've
having
seen it.
ridden it. Nothing. You're missing out on nothing.
I've seen it through live streams.
One
No,
of the-
I remember you doing the Broccoli Hill thing.
I lost my thrill.
That was some funny. I still think we should redo that in Death
Broccoli
Metal.
That would be it. If we did it in death metal, it would be good, because then I wouldn't have copyright on that stream. I have like sharing revenue or something with that.
We can change in Death Metal. You won't get that no more.
Yeah. Let's throw on a celebration for Go and Shogi with the 5. Let me see this. There's a comment I saw up here. William says, have you seen Brian? I actually have videos. It's funny. Brian didn't like this. I don't think he likes competition in his sphere, because I had some of these videos where I would it was nothing. I mean, this is what Brian, the only thing Brian does is voices. Like, that's his big deal, right? So he does the voices and the characters impersonations. I've done a few of those videos like that, but also did videos comparing myself to Brian off of his videos that we're allowed to do. And after they got like 100,000 views, he decided that he took it down. So he blocked me from being able to respond to his videos anymore. So, and that's what I like about JoJo. JoJo from JoJo's World is a super nice guy, and I met him in person, and he does not mind me riffing off of his videos on the shorts that he does. It's very, very cool. And I love it when creators lift each other up, because I think that's what we should be doing. But yes, he's done videos in the past where he visits Disneyland, Disney World, does impersonations with the characters. So I'm never. It's hard to find a guest on now, to be honest with you. But I have done, like where I've done my voice for Mickey Mouse in videos, and I had Mickey Mouse to react to it. I think they're out there somewhere. I know I've got some that are on TikTok as well as a YouTube. But Mickey always likes it. Like when I walk up to him and I'm like,
Hey, Mickey, guess what? I know you can't speak to me, but I'm going to use your voice if you're not going to use it right now. Okay, pal? Oh, boy.
yeah, he gets a laugh out of that. I have no idea how many people are singing that song. I don't know where the vocalization is coming from. Villains Land needs a Cave of Wonders roller coaster based on the Disney Quest VR experience. That would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anything based on what we lost when we lost Disney Quest would be pretty cool, because we lost a lot when we lost Disney Quest. I loved Disney Quest, and they shouldn't have torn it down. Oh, unfortunately, I have to behave these days. My curse word of the day is banana boats now. Well, banana boats. But, man. Yeah, but we have no idea what kind of bologna sausage they're doing over there by quote culture. So no, I never played Gaston in the park. Okay, so I played Gaston in the Broadway version of the musical off Broadway in 2005. It was a blast. I loved it. And I used the role for auditions and stuff. But yeah, I played it. I played Gaston in the Broadway version, the Broadway musical, not on Broadway, but off Broadway. I did go right after that to audition for Disney. I went from that was in Springfield, Missouri, and then I went up to Chicago to audition at the end of the run. Like literally, I think it was the last night of the run. I had to finish, and I couldn't break down the set because I had to drive to Chicago that night to be up there for the audition the next day. And then I auditioned, and that was for the Beauty and the Beast that they do the show in Hollywood Studios. That was in 2005. So I auditioned, and then I got called back. And then while I didn't receive the role, I was put on the list of people that they would call if, they needed substitutes or whatever. And it just never ended up coming to fruition. But I got pretty far with it back then. It just never actually happened. So it would have been interesting. When you're in the entertainment business, one little thing can change your life or not, and it's kind of funny when that kind of thing happens. I always think of those characters who get cast in the what is the first episode, the pilot episode of a show. So there's characters that get cast, and they're in the pilot episode of a television show, and then you never see them again after the pilot. And you think they thought to themselves, this could change my life. And for whatever, the showrunner didn't like them, or like they kept the show going, but then they're no longer there after the pilot. And they're like, nope, your life didn't change, but the rest of the people went on to become multimillionaires. It's like, oh, so close. How heartbreaking would that be? Yes, Go and Choki says, if you haven't already, please do hit that like button. We appreciate that. Oh, I forgot Monday was a holiday. I am spared for one more day. I had to check the garbage calendar in the app. Oh, no.
You have a garbage app? I want a garbage app.
What's that for? Like when they come pick up your garbage?
Yes.
We have a one of the big, what do you call that big bin, big whatever that we throw all our garbage in? Yeah, we have a dumpster. And take all of our garbage.
A dumpster. It's called somebody drives an old beat up Mustang next door. Oops, I said that loud.
Yeah, don't do that, man. Don't do that. Let's see. I want to. I think that the other part of this article relates what's coming in Villains Land to the show that's there right now in Hollywood Studios. Attractions and thematic scope. The land is expected to feature 2 major attractions along with villain-themed dining and retail areas. While exact ride concepts remain unannounced, the area will include 13 villains. See, they're saying this, but I don't know that this is really... I mean, they haven't done any development on the land that's going to be Villains Land yet, so a lot of things could change. So I think this is more speculation than anything else. But they say that the ride concepts remain unannounced, which means that they don't have them. They don't know what they are. The area will include 13 villains, which I don't think that's true either necessarily. But the 13 that they've mentioned so far, I guess, include Maleficent, Ursula, Jafar, Captain Hook, Cruella de Vil, and the Evil Queen from Snow White. Now, this concept art you're seeing, that's from the new Villains show, which I live streamed on this channel, and it did not get great reception. The overarching story concept, according to Disney, centers on a magical force that has drawn villains from across realms into a single domain, one where heroes are absent and outcomes remain uncertain. This narrative direction allows designers to unify diverse intellectual properties under a common theme. Closures and construction activity. To prepare for the expansion, Disney permanently closed several iconic attractions on July 7th, 2025, including Rivers of America, Tom Sawyer Island, and the Liberty Square River Boat. The final operating day was July the 6th. Also affected was the Frontierland station of the Walt Disney World Railroad, which was closed to accommodate construction staging. So everything about the frontier of the United States of America was closed after Independence Day weekend. What interesting timing. Shortly after the closures, land clearing began. New staging areas and laydown yards have appeared behind the former Rivers of America space, serving both Villains Land and the nearby Cars-themed Piston Peak National Park expansion. In February 2025, Disney secured a key environmental permit from the South Florida Water Management District, enabling grading, demolition, and drainage work on more than 300 acres. That's a pretty big amount of space. That's actually bigger than the park. This permit is valid through February 17th of the year 2030. While Disney has not announced an official opening date, that's because it probably isn't going to have one for a long time. No. Analysts and insiders suggest the vertical construction could begin in 2026 with a possible opening window in the early 2030s.
That is crazy.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, you're talking about half a decade away or more. Given the scope and scale of the project, the long development timeline aligns with previous large-scale park expansions. I don't even think we're going to see the Cars Land until 2029, to be honest with you. So you've got Cars Land going in and Villains behind that, and the ruination, the complete ruination of Frontierland in the meantime. My question is, what on earth would anybody want to go to the Magic Kingdom for right now?
Gonna be a lot of disappointed people, potentially people who don't, follow the news like we do, that are just gonna get there and it's like Epcot was for years. It's just an ocean of construction walls.
Oh my, yeah. The Walcott was the name, and I always referred to it as, I refer to it now as Walled Disney World, not Walt Disney World, Walled Disney World, because there are walls every year. Go and Shogi with the 5. Thank you so much for your support tonight, brother. Appreciate all of that. The name is accurate when it comes to thing getting pissed on. This is Peak. Yes, it is. Piston Peak. I'm telling you.
You never know with poor Shogi where he lives out in California. He thinks it's raining, and meanwhile, somebody's doing it in his ear.
Well, I mean, just don't go down to Culver City, right?
Yeah.
My gosh, yeah. That's Mayor Peter says he was thinking the same thing, but we got to celebrate. Let's do. Yeah, speaking of Epcot.
I think what happened is I went to Epcot. You can go around the whole world, and I had a couple in the Germany section, and I thought I went to China. Anyway,
right. Oh, but we need a dance celebration, and as we're getting towards the end of the show, let's just go throw it out there. I'm going to celebrate all of the supers with our Pee-wee celebration.
Is it too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo!
I couldn't be more excited.
a pretty decent guy, I must say.
Oh, pink person, pink swing here. What is it? Oh, okay. I see it now. Kit Kat. Oh, strings and books. Jeremy was having supposed to be on the show, but was having some internet issues tonight. Sorry about that, brother. But we will have you on. Hopefully, you can be here on Sunday. That'd be great. Saw The Wiz in the theater as a kid. I thought it was incredible. The Wiz is amazing, and in my personal opinion, The Wiz is 1,000 times better than Wicked could ever hope to be. Again, though, I still think that they should make a Massachusetts or Bostonian version of that movie and call it Wicked Awesome. So you guys, welcome to Shiz University. It would be great. Yeah. All right, let's see. I think okay, we covered that one. Ooh. Did we talk about the VIP events one?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't know that we have covered this particular story or not yet. This is by Pro. And it talks about how the crowds are really low. And what they've done at Disney World is push VIP events. And I've actually seen this in my advertising on my Disney Experience app, especially, and this is really odd, but especially the water park events at night. They're still trying to push those glow nights and stuff. Anyway, Disney parks admit August and September crowd levels are low at Disney World and try to push VIP events. This is from September 1st by WDW Pro. The Walt Disney Company appears to be admitting that August and September are looking very uncrowded at Walt Disney World. The solution the company offers for people wanting to see it even less crowded, well, the VIP events, of course. Here's this segment from the Disney Parks blog. You won't believe. Best time to visit Disney World for the lowest prices. Use the calendar on the theme park ticket page to view the lowest price days at a glance. So we read that there. Summer offers many of the lowest price dates, including some of the least expensive ones in August and September. Last minute trip, anyone? By the way,
are they free?
Yeah, no. Keep the offers page in your rotation to see some of the best Disney deals, like 50% off kids tickets this summer, or a free dining plan with 26 vacations for kids ages 3 to 9. By the way, what other company considers children's age to be not 12 and under? I've never heard of any company besides Disney that calls kids 9 and under. How are you considered an adult for anything if you're 10? I don't understand that. If they were really catering to families, they would have kids going up to age 12, and then they would have 13 to 18 as another whole separate thing. But they're not catering to families anymore at all. Tips for saving on your Disney trip: adjusting your dates by even 1 or 2 days, especially around major holidays, can unlock big savings on both tickets and hotels, just like when you're looking for a great flight deal. Can you travel a day early or stay a day later? Deal hunters can even stack some offers to find better value, like a great resort room discount on our three-day, 3-park ticket offer. Notice one of the things they're not doing is just plain lowering the price to make it easy. We're not going to make it easy, but if you really, really hunt, you might actually be able to find ticket prices a little bit less than $200 per day per person.
It's super weird to see, like, this reads like a Disney fan blog. Like, here's some fun tips to get a better deal at Disney.
It's really, really funny because you think
Yeah.
Disney would be like the professional side of things and fan blogs and vlogs and travel, whatever,
Yeah.
that they would have that. No, this is, you're right. This is coming from Disney themselves. It's really weird. Deal hunters can even stack some of the better offers. Park hours are typically longer in the summer, which means there's more time to explore. And then they're admitting right here, lower crowds take advantage of longer summer hours. Back to school in early
I
September.
wonder why.
Don't forget, enjoy after hours events for, oh my gosh, snacks included. Okay, so yeah, look at what they have. Best time to visit Disney World for lower crowds. We know many guests are looking for ways to experience the theme parks with fewer crowds. Well, the best way to do that is just go right now. There's nobody there. Typically summer with its longer hours, early September and a couple of weeks before the holidays are good times to plan around.
Well, there's nothing really open. Why would I want to go?
Exactly. I mean, with half of the Magic Kingdom shuttered, with them basically spitting in the eye of America, there's just it's kind of ridiculous. Typically,
You know the old
summer-
saying, "Don't kill the golden goose."
yeah,
You know, well,
no, they did.
apparently Iger never got the damn message.
Iger, I don't know. It's I don't know. Ivory Tower with a couple of bathrooms that never went away. I am still bugged. I was watching a video. I know this is a little bit of an aside, but I was watching a video that was talking about the culprits of why the MCU is failing now. And they were trying to blame Perlmutter and Chapek. And I'm like, you are putting blame on the most wrong people you possibly could.
I have
Because
a friend who says, "Oh, it's all back on Chapek," and I'm like,
no,
"What?"
he never ever had. He was never given the authority that the public was told that he had. The public was told it. By the way, it didn't just happen to him. It actually happened with hundreds of CEOs at that time. If you look at the number of CEOs that stepped aside in, I want to say it was February of 2020, it's really odd, that timing of the number of CEOs that just decided, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but in February 2020, it's almost like the world got a month together a month ahead of things and said, hey, let's plan for something that's going to have that. It's, again, ridiculous because I don't want to go into all of that, but it's just an annoying period of time to think about. I hope that the public learned enough from that period of time to fight back against any of that type of stuff that they try to do it to us in the future, but hopefully. So let's see. It says, one of my favorite ways to enjoy more magic in less time is at an after-hours event. These limited capacity, separately ticketed events offer access to some of the most popular attractions with shorter wait times, smaller crowds, and snacks included. After hours events in 2025 take place in Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Typhoon Lagoon, with the final scheduled dates in September. Treats like ice cream, popcorn, and bottled beverages are included. By the way, none of those are included in your annual pass. So if you're an annual pass holder and you wanted to take advantage of that, well, that would be above and beyond what you've already paid to get into the parks, while at the same time taking away your time that you're supposed to have paid for as an annual pass holder, because those events are cutting off the regular hours of the park to you who already paid for them. So
to be fair, Universal does that crap with Halloween Horror Nights too.
I know. But with Halloween Horror Nights, you can buy a pass that actually includes at least one Halloween Horror Night.
Yeah, but still, I think those days they'd be like, "Hey, we're closing early. You want to go? Here's the day ticket price."
Yeah,
and they should be a little bit less.
However, Island stays open later on those days, so
It does, but a lot of people don't buy the park hopper tickets. You know, sometimes they come in and they just get the one, and they pick the wrong day, and they just don't know about HHN because they just don't pay attention. For whatever reason.
Definitely need to pay attention to that this time.
Well,
of year.
SeaWorld used to do that too with their Hollow Scream. It's like, you can't go to that side of the park. Why? Because it's Halloween. It's Hollow Scream.
But so SeaWorld actually keeps half the park open?
They did, yeah. And I don't know if they're still doing that. I have to find out.
Yeah, I need to get there. Treats like ice cream, popcorn, bottled beverages are included. Staying in a Disney resort on check-in day, use the water park admission included with your resort stay before heading into the park in the evening. Resort perk. If you're staying with us at a deluxe resort hotel, look for extended evening hours on the calendar and enjoy up to 2 hours extra after the park closes on selected nights. So this is interesting. Let me tell you about that. As a pass holder, I was there on one of those nights that it was extra hours for deluxe resort guests. And I don't know, I feel like you had to have a wristband or something like that to be allowed into attractions. So it's after 10 o'clock and I'm there. I don't think I was streaming at that time. I was getting ready to leave the park because it was 10. I was supposed to leave, right? The park was going to stay open until midnight for deluxe resort guests. And I went by the laugh floor and I was talking to the cast members and they're like, you can just come in. It's okay. Just come in. They're like, I'm like, how many attractions? Because I did. I went to the laugh floor and I stayed and I was there till at least 10:30 or whatever. But I'm like, I wonder how many of attractions that cast members would have just let me on without, like I'm just here. Because for those particular events, even though you're supposed to be a deluxe guest, they don't really kick anybody out of the park. It's just a matter of whether or not you're allowed to go on attractions. So you could still stay late if you want. Yeah. And another thing that happened wasn't you, Tom. It was somebody who was trying to film the new Starlight Parade. He said, look, if you stay for the late parade, you'll basically have the park to yourself. And they did. They stayed for the late parade. And by then, the park is generally speaking cleared out these days. So if you're a late night person, now is the time to really enjoy Walt Disney World. I don't know if it will still continue to go down in attendance, but I suspect that for at least the next 5 years, Disney World attendance is going to be lower than what it has been. Oh, and I know that people were complaining in 2022 and even parts of 2023 about how crowded it was, but it is not crowded these days. And I don't think Walt Disney World specifically is going to get overcrowded anytime in the next 5 years because of all the construction that's going on.
Magic Kingdom isn't. Let's see.
But Magic Kingdom is the flagship part. My point is, if Magic Kingdom,
what's in Hollywood?
I mean, people are going to go to the other parks, but without Magic Kingdom, if people are looking like you, Jess, you're from Ohio, you're not going to want to go to Walt Disney World without going to the Magic Kingdom. That's the park, right? You're on vacation. So if you look at that and you go, well, I'm not going to go because Magic Kingdom isn't done. You're going to wait until that's done and then come to see everything else. And in the meantime, you can go, oh, but there's this brand new park called Epic Universe, and let's see what's going on at Universal and all of that. And there's a lot of cool things to see over there. Over the next 5 years, one of the things that could massively shift is the number of people who are alternatively going to Universal instead of Disney with the idea that they'll come back to Disney. But if Universal wins those people over as, wow, we don't even really need to go to Disney anymore, that shift could be massive.
Major sea change. Yep.
Yeah. And that is kind of what I'm seeing is coming. Disney reported that admissions were up, but they were counting all the construction workers. They were counting all the events. Disney might do some cutbacks. Who knows? I have no idea. Maravita says, what popular attractions? They're all closed. They are. It's really like Big Thunder's not even open. So, and that's one of the best rides that there is. Yeah. Go woke, go broke. Disney. I know. Who was it that says all things that are woke turn to? I can't remember who said that. Well, the one thing we know about Villains Land is they won't be asking James Woods to come in and work on it as Hades. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love James Woods, and I love his Hades. And you're right. They probably, all things considered, I think that Disney probably will not deal with James Wood. But I will say, if you do decide to go because maybe you like the idea of there being lower crowds, and so you do go to Disney sometime in the next 5 years, remember, when you do, go there with
lowered expectations.
There you go.
Tom?
Yes, sir.
Where can the people find you on these magical interwebs?
You could find me on YouTube. I'm on X. I don't post much on X. So I'm going to wrench around trying to film rocket launches. I was too lazy to get my butt up this morning and film one. Heard it. Didn't film it. And appearing on your show, Lorena's, Batman Walkings, and trying to do some other stuff.
And wrenching everywhere.
Wrenching.
Throwing around the blue wrench.
It's about like wrenching, but a little bit different.
Yeah. And Jess Hart's Theme Parks. I've been watching some of her content. She just went to, well, you can tell the folks. I'll let you tell them.
More Cedar Point. But yeah, I thought, Ron, you saw some of my older content. I have made a couple of branding changes over the years, so don't be too confused. It's still me. But I also have some really old nostalgic Disney stuff, some ride POVs on there, even back to the original Imagination ride. Some video of the subs when the lagoon was still there. So go over, check out the channel, and subscribe if you would like to. I'd appreciate it.
What's that 1992 video that you have?
92?
Yeah, you have a 1992 video on the channel, but I think it's like an official Disney thing.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, you know what? That was probably the magic of the holidays at Disney or something. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have so many VHS tapes in my possession. I also have one of us, my family, when I was little, riding in the front of the monorail when that was still a thing that you could do.
Wow.
Oh, very cool. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I was watching your content, watching your channel, and saw that you went through some different name changes. I do like that you said it on Jess Hart's Theme Parks because I just kind of like that. It's catchy, and it's you. I love that it's you. And so go over to Jess Hart's Theme Parks and check out some of her content, and she's putting new content up. They're not really going to get rid of Snoopy, are they?
It's the big bad rumor out there right now. Yeah, it's better than paying for 2 licenses under one umbrella. So it's possible.
Well, Snoopy's also at Kings Island, right?
Yeah, all of the Legacy Cedar Fair parks had Peanuts characters. Knott's Berry Farm, King's Dominion, Carowinds, but there's a chance that that's going to go away and they'll just stick with Warner Brothers. So we'll see.
I'm partial to Snoopy because of where I work.
Well, I'm partial to Snoopy because my wife likes Snoopy so much, and we were planning on trying to get to one of those parks here in the next year or two so that she could have that interaction, and that, she would love that. And I don't want that to go away, so I really hope that the Cedar parks keep Snoopy. Warner Brothers, there's a part of me that wishes, and that was actually the original concept for it, that Marvel Superhero Island would become DC Superhero Island.
Interesting.
Originally Universal wanted to contract with DC, and they actually had all the concepts drawn up for what a DC superhero island would have been. I've seen the concept art for the Batman space, the Superman space, all of that. But they weren't able to get that contract. And the thing is, at the time, Marvel, this is long before Marvel was owned by Disney, and they were able to get a great contract in perpetuity with Marvel. So Disney, the contract was so strong with the Marvel company that when Disney bought Marvel, they were not able to buy out that contract from Universal. So Universal still has the theme park rights to a particular set of Marvel characters, which is the majority of Marvel characters, for any theme parks or anything like a theme park anywhere east of the Mississippi River in the United States.
To have a contract in the 20th and 21st century.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, so don't go subscribe to Tom, go subscribe to Jess. Guys, thank you for being here. We are going to send you over to the WDW Pro Show, which begins in a little bit less than 10 minutes. Before we do, I want to thank everybody for the support that you've given tonight. So we have gifted memberships. We had a gifted membership come in from Chef Eddie right in the beginning. Maravita gave $5 with this super chat. And then Goen Shogi had a couple right here for $5 and another $5. Thank you guys so much. We're going to do one more celebration before we head out for the night, and it's going to be our good friend, the Culture Bear. I love celebrating with the Culture Bear. Good old Culture Casino. I don't know if he's going to be on the pro show tonight or not. I'm not sure who's going to be on, but I will be on. And
I won't be. I'll be modding.
You'll be modding. Tom's going to be modding. And so for the rest of you, we will see you over at Pro. Thank you, Jess, for being here. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, everybody that's out there in the audience, the greatest audience, the most intelligent audience on the YouTubes. Thank you so much. I will, the next time you see this outro, I should have hopefully updated it with the new channel members, because we got a lot of new channel members. So this will switch, but this is a little bit old and outdated. I will update it for next time. But for now, here is our outro. Thank you so much. And until next time, we will see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.
Dishes are done, man. Cleans them down to the shop. Ah!
Did you see
quick
the
shout out?
Wait,
Quick shout out to Mr. Fulton Mraz. Says, hello, Ron. I have breaking news today. I got a speaking part in Singing in the Rain, and I got the role of policeman in the musical. So I wanted to hit that before we leave. Thank you guys so much. And for all those that were rating in at the end, we will see you guys real soon. We have Takedown, we have Doogie, we have John's ear. It's a lot of people, like right at this very last second. I don't know where you guys all came from, but
I'm thinking they came from you're saying Skull. I'm thinking it's coming from our good.
They're all here.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Thank you guys. We will see you. And with that, that's it. Bye everybody. Ciao.